How much plastic do you eat? A recent study has found that people eat 5 grams of micro and nanoplastics every week. From the most remote depths of the ocean to the deepest section of the lung, microplastics appear to have invaded every bit of our lives, including the human gastrointestinal tract. Previous studies have already found particles in human blood and organs, while microplastics have also been found to harm unborn babies. What are microplastics? Humans have produced more than 8.3 billion tons of plastic since the 1950s, 79% of which has ended up in landfill and the natural environment. Discarded plastic breaks down into micro and nanoparticles entering our waterways and soil. Microplastics, which are between 0.001 and 5 mm in size, and nanoplastics, which are less than 0.001 mm, eventually enter our food chain via seafood or even fruit and vegetables. They can also enter the body when we drink from plastic bottles, with people who drink 1.5 to 2 liters of water a day from these bottles taking in 90,000 plastic particles per year. Those who choose tap water can, depending on their geographical location, reduce the amount ingested to 40,000 plastic particles. Another source of these particles are microbeads, which are intentionally used in many health and beauty products. Research conducted by the NGO Plastic Soup Foundation has found that nearly 9 out of 10 cosmetics from leading brands contain microplastic particles. These particles also find their way back to the human body once they get into our waterways. What health risks have been found? Whether ingested micro and nanoplastics pose a health risk is being investigated in numerous studies but is largely unknown to date. The research team at the Medical University of Vienna has summarized that ingested particles passing through the gastrointestinal tract lead to changes in the composition of the gut microbiome. These changes are linked to metabolic diseases like obesity, diabetes, and chronic liver disease. The particles can trigger local inflammation and immune response, and nanoplastics, in particular, have been found to trigger chemical pathways involved in the formation of cancer. What can you do to avoid particles getting into your body? Microwaving food in china dishes instead of plastic containers and ventilating your house are some of the solutions put forward to minimize the ingestion of plastic particles. Avoiding plastic packaging when buying food can help too. Studies have found particles in tea bags and even in pre-cooked rice. It is also important to drink filtered tap water, as it almost halves the ingested particles compared to bottled water. Our clothes also release a lot of synthetic particles when washed. A fiber-catching filter in your laundry machine could keep microplastics from washing out. But it is also important to avoid synthetic fibers altogether and instead opt for natural materials like wool, silk, and hemp. And of course, supporting policies that seek to limit single-use plastics is always important too.